All right, we just finished, a couple days ago I finished this area in the breeder area. So I thought I'd just kick on the live while I was hanging out in here. How's everyone doing? Thought I'd just show off maybe even some of the breeders for this upcoming season. So we have total of 12, maybe 15 spots in here, 15 breeder spots. So here in a couple days, I'll get rid of the extra cocks in here and move them aside. But this is the cock I have put aside for breeding here. Has very nice flights. Nice 3 even flights. My daughter says I should do a Q&A, so if anyone has any questions about breeding, throw them down in the chat and we'll talk about them. So I just got this all wrapped in here now, the breeder boxes. So again, we got elevated grates in there. These come down here. So we have 12 of these boxes here, all the same. And so, like I said, I'll get the extra cocks out, and then we'll go through and have each cock will go through and choose their box. So, Charles, I'm not making anything, my friend. We're just in the pigeon loft. And so here's some others I put in. I had other breeder area right here, but I changed it up. But Charles, I did just add these though. So come time, we'll lock a hen behind each side. So a hen will be there after the cocks choose their boxes, and they'll pair up from the outside. So a lot of these birds now, for the most part, are related one way or another. There's a couple, you know, like this guy. He's the grandfather and great-grandfather in some of these. But there's a couple that aren't related, like this guy. But for the most part, it's all uncles and nephews in here, brothers. See if we can't find this season's prize winners so far. I did have another prize winner at a race, but sadly I do think it got lost on its last race. So I was just kind of hoping that it would come in days later, but I don't get well. But it was a first place at 260 miles. I'll show what the all the boxes, all their fronts, what it looks like with them on. Depends on which one. How you doing, Richard? It depends on which one. The cost of them. Most of these, there's only a couple in here that are for sale. Most of them would not be for sale in here. But in America, and plus the shipping, on $250. So there's the new It's not new. These were moved from the other spot because I'm going to make stalls, breeding stalls in the other area. So again, each cock will choose a box. And then I'll put the hen I want to breed to them behind the box, behind the front. So what, for instance, whatever hen I have chosen to breed for this guy, I'll place, if that's his box, behind the front and let them just be acquainted for a while without actually getting to each other. Charles, yeah, you can. I'm in California, it's just above Bakersfield in Kern County. And if people are very interested, I could show you the ones that are for sale. I can grab them and I could show you them close-up view. Let me see. This guy, that guy there was one I had in mind to sell. He has Hall of Fame blood in him. AU Hall of Fame. But let's go check the hens now. So this is the hen side. I have more hens than males. They think it's important to have more females. And again, as many as possible are related in here. So aunts, nieces, mothers, stuff like that. This is one of the birds that flew at the AGN this year. Disappeared for a while. I was able to bring her home, like I said in my video. But she's pretty. She flew the 200 mile. She did okay. This hen right here, I think it's a hen. That's off of the father-daughter breeding. Very nice handling pigeon. That hen up in the corner there, she bred the winner at the first place. I think it's 260 miles at the Utah Futurity. But then sadly, I think that bird disappeared on the last race. It's hard races up there. This hen here is a granddaughter to grandfather mating. This bird came out really nice. I don't care much for colorful birds, but she handles really nice. Her nestmate, not so much. Let's see. A little bigger. So this guy here, he has a youngster at the California Pigeon Derby left. Oh, flying pretty good. And that bird flew at the AGN last year. And here's his dad, so that's the grandpappy. Let me get their feed out. Hey, Ralph. Ooh. It's right now I have 15%. A lot of the time I'll just feed them that, just the 15%. And then sometimes I'll just add barley. But right now, since I ran out of barley, it's just a 15%. It's the only thing they have up here. So kind of just forced to feed that. That was a 8th place prize winner at one of the races this year. Yes, sir. And it's just, that's what my feed store has. So I just I live in a small town. I just want to be able to go get it. So sometimes I'll add other seeds. Come breeding season, I'll have other pots of just other seeds for them. But that's the mix the feed store, the local feed store gets for me. I had a buddy build these, this, and this part, but I built all the other. He built the inserts for me. So I guess the rails he cut for me, the graded floor in there he made, and then the fronts. And some of this was from the forest, the local forest, the lumber that the Forest Service takes it out. I don't know why they cut it down. But he harvests some of it and mills it, and then other stuff was scrap wood. So dimensions. I think it's 2 foot, 24 inches. That way, when I put the hens in, they have plenty of room back there, and they're elevated, so they're not standing in their poop. And then I could just simply let them in and out. And then when they're done, when I'm done like sectioning them off, I could just pop it up in here like so. But I think it's 24 inches wide, maybe 16 inches deep. And then on this side's for my show type racers. And again, so he's kind of already picked this box. Good job, buddy. So I'll be able to lock a hen behind that. And I have some elevated metal grates for this section. And this is just a bigger section, and I had these, so just sitting around. So this is a new addition. So this area is going to be new pairings and foster parents. And then I have breeding stalls I'm working on now, since I just finished all this. They like it open like that, I think. So that's a prize winner from last year. It's got Gabby in them. They got that belly band like that. I've also installed a fan. It's constantly pulling air out. So I want fresh air in here. So it doesn't smell stagnant. It's just, even with having pigeon poop on the floor, it smells fresh. Ralph, I'm really focusing on breeding, I guess they're called day races. So 1 loft races, and which would be, you know, the 300 to 500 mile range. I don't really pay attention. I mean, I pay attention to the wing companion all the time, but I'm not interested until they pass the 200 mile mark. So even the activation race, I just want to see them home at a decent time. You know, not hours behind, but, you know, if they're 15 minutes, that's kind of where I like to see them. I just want them to save a lot of their energy for that 300 mile plus. So we got the AGN. I think I'm going to enter my bird in the 400. So that's I think in a week. I don't know. He I think has not released the date yet. I believe there's some rain in the forecast. So I'd like to see the birds go at least to 400 as young birds. I think as young birds, they probably can go a little farther, especially if they're a little older. I'm curious to know if young birds could go 500. I think if they're trained and they're moving along good, I think they can make it to 500. This is actually a 500 mile day cock I have. He did the 500 miles on the day. On a hard course, I don't live on an easy course, and everyone says that, but it's a mountain terrain. They have to finish coming through the mountains. So I think he did it on 13 hours. So that's 500 miles is hard, but on the days, you've got to be happy with, even if it's 13 hours. And I'm the only guy up here, so for him to do that, and I only sent one pigeon, so he breeds strong little birds. None of his offspring have hit prizes yet, but he's like my first bird that the old timers gave the nod at. He handles nice. He completed that 500 mile, so I like him. He can stay here. All right, we need to feed the hens now. I really didn't do anything to prepare them for the 500. I'm only able to really train 20 miles. And so at that time, I just took him to work with me all the time. And then I sent him. And so with very, very little training, he did that. So I just think if he did that with very little training, I think he'd be a good bird with good training. You know, I'm not the best trainer. So it's hard. I live in like a valley, like a bowl. So you only can go so far before, you know, the drive time takes up all day. Come on, ladies. But Ralph, I mostly this year I only sent to one Loft races, and so I just whatever the trainers send them to is what they fly now. Oh, anyone can do this. I mean, I don't know where you're at, but depending. So here in the USA, you could just get on the AU database, and you can find your nearest club and contact their race secretaries, or you could just go on to Wind Companion and find the One Loft races, and so that's what I like to do. EROM. Ralph, I feed per bird. They get like do you know when you buy children's medicine, there's like a little clear like measure thing? It's one of those per bird is the best way to explain it. So like this can, I think is 30 pigeons. Ooh, how many birds I have. That's like asking a lady her weight. I think it's like 50 to 60. I believe I have 25 cocks and then like 32 hens are in here. And I'm trying to get down even farther. You know, 20 and 20 would be good. So the loft, 8 by 20, so it's like an L. I'll show you from the outside. So I built it in 8-foot sections, so that's 8 foot, and then another 8 foot, and then this is 8 foot. So we're at 24 on one side. So 24 length one way, maybe another 24 that way. And then, so this side I believe is 6 foot wide though, and that side's only 4 foot wide. Because you could build it just by a 4x8, real easy, simple. So, I don't know what that would be square foot. It's a lot of math this time of day. And then I have this aviary on the front that's both sections could use. So I built the aviary so both sides can use it. So when I do section it off, so this side's females right now, and then this side is the cocks. But they both can use the aviary. So I just alternate the days. One day the cocks get it, the next day the hens get it. I did not. I loft flew last year. I did not loft fly any birds this year. I sent out as many birds as I could, and then just kind of locked it down. I thought about loft flying a bit and just trying to get it to where it's just breeders in here for now. Thank you, Ralph. Spent a lot of time with them, and just kind of want them all to also look the same. So in theory, if you can get one to look good, and they're all related, maybe they'll all look good. Here's my main guy. He's bred a handful of prize winners. He has a son still at the AGN. Bird with no band. Like, I put a color band on him, but here's a full brother to a prize winner this year, or 2 prize winners, so 3rd and 8th place at the California Challenge. This is one I did not get to send out. There's the 3rd place prize winner at that race I was just mentioning, next to a sister. There's the mom of the ones I was just showing. line breeding. Nice little bird. It's a pretty little hen. It's really the only color I have in the loft, I guess if you call that color. Let me grab that one I really like. So this is off of father-daughter mating, just for stock. Oh, jeez. Jeez. So my thinking with inbreeding and line breeding, especially inbreeding the father to daughter, I'm trying to make duplicates of a hen I have, like cloning essentially. That way I can have more of a hen, because she works well with the cock I have, so I want to be able to have more of that hen and see if my theory would be correct. If I have more of that type of hen, that cock, if I can breed just as good of birds. So that's what this bird's for. Bred for that intent. And then this season I'm actually going to be breeding, so that would be that hen. So that hen, that's a mother-daughter right there. But I'm going to take that hen and also breed it to her son, and then hopefully get a cock out of that and breed that bird and the future bird together. That is what an old timer told me to do, and he does rather well, so I'm going to try to do that. This bird loves this spot up here. Bird I'm calling Easy Breezy. Very mellow bird. 8th place, prize winner at a small race. I know I was told that doesn't count. But I really like this bird. This always catches attention. This is lavender. Just helps keep bugs away, and then you come in and squeeze it, and it smells like lavender. But I just hatch it. Probably due for some fresh, but we grow a lot here, and just smells fresh. And then with the feeding, I don't know if Ralph's still around, but they always just have a little left in there. So come morning time, if they want, they can snack on it. If you were training for racing, I would not leave the food with the and I wouldn't leave food in there. I would pick that up every night. But since we're just breeding here, I don't mind them having that for their morning time. Yes, sir. The type I'm going for is actually kind of based on this guy here. So he's the grandfather in a lot of the stuff, and moving on to great grandfather. Let me grab the birds I like. So here, actually, we'll show you like this. So that's one there I really like. I'll handle them, but I just want to show. So that one. This is a bird actually I need to rehome. That's an import, and I cannot. It's a little large for me, but so I don't like that. I really like these, so I'll grab them right now and show you. But if you even see, like, so that's a grandson of that guy there. One sec. Well, actually, let's put them in the box once we grab them. See if we can't make this work. So this is the bird this is the body of a bird I really like here. And so pretty much everything I'm trying to make them look like this. I like really nice round heads. I like the eyes high up above the beak line. So see how his eyes up on the head? He's a pretty bird. And some of the cocks, they tend to look like hens that I have. I think that's what happens with these fast maturing birds that we send away. We need them to mature fast, so I notice they kind of look hen-like. Especially when he came home last year, I didn't know what he was. But so I really like that shape of bird. I'll grab his nestmate, who's usually not too far away. They usually hang out together. All right, let me grab his brother. So this one's the full brother, nestmate. They flew the AGN together last year. So their dad also, their brother, I'm sorry, is flying still at the AGN. Again, nice round head. The eye is up on top. You don't want the eye lower. In theory, I think the eye sets higher up so they can see farther. If it's lower, then it's like your nose is in the way, essentially, is how someone explained it to me. But very nice round head. Thank you. And let me show you, and so I'll show you another one that's a little farther in relation, so it'd be like an uncle. But again, just will look just like them. One sec. All right, here's another one I have. So this one would be an uncle to the two I just showed. See, round head, eyes higher up. For breeding, I think you really want, from what I read, you want their eyes high up on the head like that. That might even be a little too, you know, that could be pushing it a little low. But that's okay. Easy. And so, let's see. This guy here. The import bird, yep, let me grab him. So one of my buddies handled this bird, and he says he's a perfect bird. He's just large, a little large. The birds I'm getting are just whatever birds. I think their grandchildren are actually better than his children. But here he is. So this is a Josh Stone bred pigeon, imported from Belgium. Again, just way larger of a bird. Does have a nice eye placement on the head. Ooh, easy, buddy. So I'd like to sell him, and I know I can never probably get the money back that I paid for him, but I'm going another way, and I just wanted a little more out of him. Maybe I don't have the right hen. I imported a hen with him, who is a little better, but sadly, when I opened the loft, when I had a fire, in the neighborhood, she didn't come back. So I lost a couple that day. Oh man, I really don't know. Plus shipping in the US, probably 600 bucks. I don't know. That'd be something more we could talk about. But I have grandchildren off of him that I would part for less. So yeah, Wisconsin. So anywhere in the U.S., it's about. So the box is 20, and probably 80, 60 to 80 in shipping. So I always just round it about 100 to ship the bird, but I just include that in the price. So the 600 would include his really nice pedigree, with the DNA testing and and shipped to you. But his grandchildren are half the price, which are better size. They're a little smaller, but he's just thick. Beautiful bird though. My buddy is big on the throat theory. This one had a very nice throat. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Yeah, I paid double, so I know I could never get what I want back, what I paid for him. But yeah, he's just a little too large. The one Loft races, I notice, every bird that comes back is small. Even his grandchildren they're on the smaller side that come back. But they have nice round heads, pearl eyes. Let me show you. I want to show you more of the ones the body type that I look for. My email, I'm not sure, it might be in the description. If not, I'll put it in there, but it's the thalbritter12@icloud.com. It should be in the description. If not, like I said, I'll put it in there. Mr. Tusk wants to show off for you. So that's the grandfather of 2 of the prize winners this year. Very durable bird. I've talked about him. Thank you. He was torn apart by a hawk and made it home and healed like that. Very strong bird. Here's another one I really like. Bred last year. This I flew, maybe he flew up to 100 miles. I just trained him last year, and then Loft flew him. But he handles like his grandfather. Let me show you him. Sun's starting to go down. Oh, easy, buddy. Again, round head, eye placement real high up top. The bird should weigh like nothing. That's what I've been working on. These are birds that I've been breeding and working on. I guess you call my line. It's a strain I'm trying to make, but it takes some generations before you can call it your strain. So I think this year I'll be getting close. This year will be first cousin breedings on something I'm working on that would be called my strain. But I have a brother of this guy, And then I have two sisters that I'm gonna use to breed. So it's these two brothers plus two sisters that are related. So it's almost like, I don't know, I just wanna see the results from birds that related. Oop. I could show birds that I'm selling. Some of these, a gentleman or someone asked if to show the body type, so that's what I was showing now. But I could show birds that are for sale. This bully over here, he's one. There was the import I just showed earlier. So his dad is a prize winner from the Apple Cup, and his mom bred the prize winner, a first place prize winner. So he's for sale. Thinking about that one. There's like 4 in here, I believe, that I really need to sell. I'm in California, above Bakersfield. There's the other bird I'd like to show. So the prior bird I just showed, this is his brother. Similar, I mean, same type. I probably would sell 2 of the, I have prize winner siblings I would sell unflown. I didn't get to send them out. And there's some hens as well. So there's probably about 4 cocks, and I'll try to match the hens. This is one right here. That's a direct. So he's a full brother to an Apple Cup prize winner and half brother to an AGN prize winner. So they all share a dad. What's up, buddy? This guy's got the best temperament. He just hangs out while I walk around in here. While all the others are moving around. Once I look at them, they all move. But this guy here, he just hangs out. This is the guy I really try to work with. Where'd he go? So that one has an uncle. So let me get him again. Where'd he go? So this guy here, he's a half brother to a AU Hall of Fame, which made, where'd he go? That guy over there in the corner. I like birds that are calm. I don't mind if they put a little fight up in that, but I really like it if I come in the loft, they're more mellow. These ones in here, they're on a little edge because I'm just walking around with the camera and talking, putting this camera in their face. But I like mellow birds. I have a couple that have a little more spunk than others, which I think that's just part of their personality. But when it comes, because I also like to show. And so I think the calmer birds do better in the shows because they're not bouncing around in the cages. And I think when they're calm, it just shows more confidence. Yeah, calm. I'm not into pulling their beak and they fight back. But yeah, I dig calm. But for instance, the 8th place bird that's calm that I like, his sister who got 3rd place, she handles a little crazier. So I don't know. She had better flights, I really think. Her 3 flights are very even. So I think that's why she did better. I don't know if it was her temperament. So that's easy breezy. He's very mellow, it just sits in the hand. This is another bird I really like. Let me back up a little bit. They probably want to start perching since the sun's going down. Let me mention one more thing before I leave them alone. So once the birds once the birds choose their boxes, it's really easy to do a dropping check. So you can come through, you can check the droppings. This is almost perfect. You want a little feather. That's what you want. So you can do a nice dropping check, make sure no one's sick. Or if they are sick, get them out, figure out a solution. But those are perfect droppings. I know it sounds funny, but when they got the feather on it like that, and they're nice and hard, and thank you, bird. Yeah, I just finished this yesterday, maybe day before. So this was all set up on my other loft, and I just dialed this in. Yeah, it is a great sign. You know, I think it's funny to have to, or you don't have to, but to be fascinated with the droppings. It just shows, like you just said, it's a great sign. And it's easy to clean when it's like this. Again, I don't know if you saw earlier, but these come off birdies. So those will be coming down. Come probably in like 2 weeks. Just after Thanksgiving, I'll start pairing all the birds. Definitely by December 1st, we should have all the breeders together. But I've just been trying to finish this area. Well, I didn't do all this. And I mentioned earlier, so these were made by a friend who's a lot more handy than me. I just put it all together. I told him, I designed them, and I said, can you build me this? And he said yes. And so I had the boxes. They're 24 across and I think 16 deep, and maybe the same tall per box. Let's go check on the hens before we call it a night. Can I come through this area right here? I'm about to go the other way. Hens are already on their perches. I really like to see them laying like this, the bottom two. It just shows how comfortable they are here. Same with Calamity Jane. You letting any hens? Does that mean selling? What's you letting any hens? For the love of the birds. Yeah, I do have some for sale. I might have, I don't know if I have any more free birds, but I do have a couple. Everything's left is getting to the point of birds now I don't want to sell, but I do have a handful of birds I am willing to sell. For the love of the birds, what kind do you one loft race? I have siblings off of prize winners at one loft races. I think I have 2 hens in here that are off of, that are related to her. Again, if you're interested for the love of birds, we could talk. My email's farther up in the chat. Maybe we just inserted it farther up in the chat. Sorry about that. Yeah, so this 3rd place winner, I have a sister, I think. She's probably hanging out right behind here. This one right here. So I didn't get to send her out. I really would have liked to. But she's one that would do well. Or, you know, I think they do good. I like birds with high immunities. Soft feathers. Just kind of smarter. I want them to have an intelligent look in their eye. And so this one is very confident. Doesn't run, you know, it didn't fly off. I'm literally right in front of it. Spend more time with the hens, so as you can see, they're a little more mellow. I just think they're prettier. I have some new hens this year I'll be testing that were given to me by a buddy. That's one right there. That one. So those are my crosses. You know, every year you want to bring something in and try out. So and there's another one in the back there. That's another one I'm trying out for the first time this year. Look at this hen, has beautiful eyes. Man, she's gonna come in now. She's also got the big tusks on her, the barbs. She's got barbs under her. I don't know if you can see that. Little barbs under her beak there. I like that trait though. Don't have many like that. They say it's a sign of good breeders, so I'm gonna put that theory to the test this year. So I bred her last year and I've been waiting to breed her. She's got a violet eye plus those barbs. So violet eye is good for breeding the eye, people say. And then the barbs, there's a theory on barbs and eye. So she has 2 of those. I'm gonna try her out. So she bred the first place 260-mile winner in Ogden. But sadly, I lost that bird. What's going on, man? Rev, how are you? See, this. This bird is just, she don't care. It's another pretty hen. Again, I don't know if the person that was asked about body types, that's another one I really like. Again, they should all look similar as well. No. The colors I'm gonna focus, when I start having colors around, it'll be for my show birds. So for my show racers, where are they? Show type, right here. But even then I still lean towards checks and blue bars. But if I want colors, you do it with that. But I don't really like reds. And I just like blue bars and checks. She's the only one, and she gets to stay because of her genes. You like colors, Rev? I think I went through a phase. When I first started, I liked the colors, and then just never had good luck with them. So that's a hen I would part with. Oh, maybe. I don't know. I won't mix them, though. They're just together right now because they're split up by sexes. But I You mix them? Have you mixed them and had result? And I think you can fly them out to 200 miles before you start losing them, I've heard, when people mix them. Oh, you fly colors, my bad. Yeah, so like when it comes to breeding, this year I'm gonna try to do like blue bar to check. That way you do have your gene diversity, but yeah, I'm really not into the other colors. When I was flying, so I have a very heavily hawk populated area, and I had whites, and everything was getting wiped out but blue bars and checks up here. Okay, they're all gonna get on their perches now. Thank you. Sun's going down. We'll have to shut it off soon. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, everyone's on their perches. I probably won't go in there again. We'll just peek in. Yeah, I like the perches. I've never had to scrape them. They stay clean, and it gives them enough room to sit on. Yeah, so here in the next couple days, I'll just have 15 cocks in here. Or maybe is it 16? But the rest will get put aside and split up, and they'll get ready for breeding time. Most people start pairing, I think, right at Thanksgiving. So I'm just shooting for December 1st to have everything set up and the birds ready to go. Where'd he go? This guy, he's over here now, dark check. He's a bully. His dad's a prize winner, and his mom is so the dad's a prize winner at the Apple Cup, and the mom bred a prize winner. Yeah, he's a bully. Yeah, he thinks he's got multiple boxes, he thinks. Let's see where he's gonna go now. He's thinking about it. But everyone's chilling. He just looks like he's up to something. Yep, see, here he goes. We'll see. That's also his box, he thinks. So yeah, I do have a couple birds for sale, and then this week I think maybe, I don't know, but be on the lookout. I'll be talking to one of my buddies who has some birds he wants to sell, but I thought we would just talk. He's got a very good selection. I think he won the Franco this year, the final at the Franco. And then he got 9th place at the Hoosier, and he's got a handful of wins. So, and his birds are very nice, and he asked if I could just show you guys here on the channel if anyone's interested. So we'll be having that in a couple days. But it's that time to get breeders ready, get new breeders. He'll be showing Gannis birds. And he has to move. That's the only reason why he's selling birds. So yeah, he normally doesn't sell. He doesn't really like to. He usually buys. He's probably got a couple hundred birds. But like I said, maybe I have 4 cocks. Myself, I have 4 cocks and maybe 4 hens for sale still. And that's that. Yeah, winter mentality. He's got it in him. He's got those genes in him. Looks like everyone's starting to mellow out. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and go check out my long form videos. I usually do those. I prefer those. Go check the new one I just dropped. I just talk about the AGN final and maybe just some tips on picking one lofts. But thanks everyone for stopping in. Looks like the birds are calling it a night. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, man. All right, everyone. You guys have a good night. I'm signing off. Looks like the birds are done. They're all on the perches. And I'll see you next time.